As COVID-19 continues to spread throughout the world, variant strains have become the latest concern, as they make it easier to spread COVID-19 to others. They increase the severity of COVID-19 illness. All viruses, including SARS-CoV-2, the virus that causes COVID-19, evolve over time. Coronaviruses have all their genetic material called RNA. RNA has some similarities to DNA, but they aren't the same. RNA viruses tend to be smaller with genes, meaning they infect many hosts and replicate quickly in their hosts. In general, RNA viruses don't have proofreading mechanism while DNA viruses does. So, when RNA replicates or makes copies of itself, it sometimes changes and makes random mistakes in that copying process, just a natural evolution over time. These changes or mistakes are called mutations. A virus with one or more new mutations is referred to as a variant of the original virus. Most relevant COVID-19 mutations affect the spike protein, which is located outside the virus, that allow these viruses to penetrate host cells and cause infection. But since mutations are random errors resulting in the emergence of new strain, the longer virus around, the more people it infects, the more it will change. And the more changes accumulated, the more chances the virus will evolve into something more dangerous. As more people have been infected during the COVID-19 pandemic, more variants have been documented. Scientists continually monitor the virus that causes COVID-19 to look for changes to the virus over time. Variants have names so that scientists can communicate with one another about the new version they see of this coronavirus's genetic sequencing as it evolves. Each variant will be given a name from the Greek alphabet that are considered to be easier to pronounce and reduce stigma that can develop when a variant is referred to by the country in which it was first identified. Not all variants have a Greek letter name, but depending on where the changes are located in the virus's genetic material, they may affect a virus's properties, such as transmission. For example, it may spread more or less easily, or severity. For example, it may cause more or less severe disease. The U.S. government SARS-CoV-2 interagency group developed a variant classification scheme, which defines 3 classes of SARS-CoV-2. First, the variant of interest. Variant of interest is a SARS-CoV-2 variant with genetic changes, or may cause significant community transmission that could alter the way the virus behaves. Under the scheme is B1.525 known as Eta, B1.526 Iota, B1.617.1 as Kappa, C37 referred as Lambda, and B1.621 known as Mu variant. These 5 variants of interest are in global circulation now. Lambda variant of the coronavirus, first identified in Peru and now spreading in South America. Mu variant was first seen in Colombia in January 2021, and since then it has been detected in 40 countries. Lambda and Mu variants have raised red flags among scientists lately and shows signs of being highly transmissible. The WHO said the variant has mutations that indicate a risk of resistance to the current vaccines. Variant of concern, for which there is evidence of an increase in transmissibility, more severe disease, for example, increased hospitalizations or deaths, significant reduction in neutralization by antibodies generated during previous infection or vaccination, reduced effectiveness of treatments. There are 4 variants of concern for COVID-19 among scientists and the World Health Organization. B1.1.7, the variant first identified in Britain, will be known as Alpha. B1.351, the variant first spotted in South Africa, is Beta. P.1, the variant first detected in Brazil, will be Gamma. And B1.617.2, the so-called Indian variant, is Delta. Delta variant was also called double mutant. These 2 mutations, known as L452R and E484Q. Initially, these 2 mutations in the spike protein part, and more specifically on its receptor binding domain, that part of the spike protein which make it easier to enter and attack human cells. The version of this found in 2 other variants that make it easier to reinfect people. It spreads fast, like 50% faster than the one first spotted in the UK and more than 2 times as contagious than the original virus. The third schema variant is the variant of high consequence, has clear evidence that prevention measures or medical countermeasures have significantly reduced effectiveness relative to previously circulating variants. Currently, there are no SARS-CoV-2 variants that rise to the level of high consequence. As long as the virus around, it will continue to spread, and it will continue to make copies of itself, and the more opportunities it has to undergo changes. To stop these variants, there's several things to be done in order to protect yourselves from these new variants, including practice frequent and proper hand washing, keep wearing mask, physical distancing. Public health policies such as track and trace and avoiding indoor crowd conditions and vaccine rollouts are the powerful tools to interrupt the transmission of new variants. As more people get vaccinated, we prevent viruses from spreading, and it also reduces the opportunity to mutate. Please don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell for more updates.